first of all. At most other places, we're usually standing on a pallet, so kind of nice to be on something that looks like it was assembled by human beings who was paid a living wage. So, I guess I've only been in Chicago for about a year and a half. I like the town for the most part. It's the streets, though, they bother me a little bit. And that's kind of bad because the streets are sort of a big part of the town. So, the problem is, okay, so there's Western, which goes north and south, and North Avenue goes east and west, which is a little confusing for a newcomer. But based on that, I've decided that because of those two streets, I'm going to be on the hunt for a street called Present, which I'm hoping will take me either to the future or the past, depending on which way I walk on it. Zombies. It's time for zombies. So, but here's the thing about the cannibal guy. Cannibalism, this is not the first time it's happened. It's not the first time it's been a live victim. And so those are two reasons not to get too excited about it. I study this very carefully, so I know. But the thing I have to say about that is we live in a country where 85% of the people profess belief in a religion whose main ritual is pretending to eat someone. Just throwing that out there. And here's the thing. If you were trying to explain Christianity to someone whose only frame of reference was horror, basically what you'd say is, look, they pretend they're vampires and they worship a zombie. I would like to be the first guy to found a religion whose savior is a werewolf, because I don't think there's one of those yet. So it's a new niche market there, untapped demographic. I'm going to talk a little bit about an upcoming movie. It's a remake of a movie I like very much called Red Dawn. Clap if you heard of it. Oh yes. And every survivalist gun nuts fantasy. So of course I've memorized every line of dialogue. But in the remake they're making now, since the Soviet Union is no more, they had to find a new villain. And they were going to do China, but that makes no sense. And the original movie itself was full of plot holes for reasons I don't have the time to discuss here, much as I'd like to. So the new villain is North Korea, which, if you know anything about North Korea, makes absolutely no sense. They are eating their shoes to stay alive. They worship a bald fat guy and his children. But enough of that. The way I would change the movie around, if a war with North Korea is now plausible, an invasion of the United States no less, I think, let's just kick it up to 11. I want to have an invasion of America by Jamaica. It'll be a surprise attack, caught totally unprepared by their missiles carrying ganja warheads. The smoke will, of course, lull everyone into a false sense of security. And they will conquer the U.S., enslave us, and make us make steel drums. And it will be called Red Stripe. And the last joke I want to do, this is a joke I enjoy telling very much. So, I saw the Avengers movie recently, and I'm not a huge fan of superhero or comic book movies, and the reason for that is it's not because I can't understand fantasy or appreciate it. It's just that in a fictional universe, the actions of the characters have to make sense in light of the rules they live under. And I saw a number of things in that movie that didn't make any sense. First of all, Captain America. In the Captain America movie, which came out a couple years ago, at the end of it, what happens is he's on board a bomber that he's trying to stop from reaching the U.S. It crashes in the ice. He gets frozen for 70 years, gets revived in the present, and then they put him in a special habitat where all the decor is from the 1940s. And they do that because they don't want the future to shock him. Now, here's the thing about that. Captain America was a weakling who was given an experimental serum, transformed into a super soldier, fought against monsters and Nazis, was on board a bomber which crashed into the ice, was frozen for 7 years, and then revived in the future. I think he can handle seeing a flat screen TV.